Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cowboy Bebop live action podcast update. Very happy to have you here, Kyo. How are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm ready to talk about this. I've got
Yes,
thoughts.
thoughts are abound in this episode. We
Yeah.
are going to be doing a very stripped down version of this podcast. Usually we have articles and interviews. We're so close to this release. November 19th is around the corner as you are listening to this. We're literally less than 3 weeks away. And thus, this episode, we will be covering two videos. The teaser that came out on October 19th on YouTube for Cowboy Bebop, the Cowboy Bebop official teaser lost session, and the trailer that dropped on October 26th, the official trailer, Cowboy Bebop Netflix. Before we get into this, I have some housekeeping very quickly. This is going to be the last episode of the Cowboy Bebop live action update in this podcast feed. If you've been listening to the Cowboy Bebop live action update in its own feed, know that we are continuing to do this podcast, but we're going to be doing it over on the Anime Podcasters feed. So basically, what you need to do is, if you are not subscribed to the youtube.com/JaianMusic, go on the first link of this podcast in the description, okay? It will be our Anchor FM page for Anime Podcasters. Make sure you subscribe to Anime Podcasters because that is where you will get our podcast episodes regarding the live action, because this is going to be literally the last update we do. The rest are going to be episode reviews. So if you want to hear Kyo's and I's thoughts, if you've been us since episode 1, now on episode 11, we've been doing a long journey on this podcast, and you don't want to miss our thoughts on this. Basically, if you want to finish this journey with us, make sure to subscribe to Anime Podcasters. That's pretty clear, Kyo, I think.
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right, perfect. Let's now get into the real deal. I'll let you choose. Do you want to start with the teaser or the trailer?
Well, we went over the teaser a little bit last time, so let's just go ahead and start with that.
Okay, fair enough. This teaser came out on the 19th of October, as I said, is sitting at just about 2 million views at this point as we are recording this. And basically, I think the way to sum this up, it shows us a day in the life of the trio. It starts off with, obviously, Tank playing, and we see them going out on a bounty. Why? Well, if you want to keep the lights on, you better go on this bounty spike, you know?
Yeah.
What were your general thoughts on this teaser?
I feel like that's a little bit, or like that alone shows the characters a little bit better than the trailer did. I think the trailer I like both of them, just like I'm a little confused as to like what the purpose of the teaser was, because the teaser doesn't seem like it's from the show. I don't know, like if that's supposed to be a scene from the show or if that's just a promotion. I'm a little confused by it.
So the way I see it, definitely, I think it promotes the anime, but notice that it came exactly a week before the trailer. I think this was like just an initial way to let us know what the show will be like, what the fights will be like, how the characters will interact, and just give us a general overview of how this live action series is going to go on. And honestly, I am happy. I think that what we saw here is good. I think that the characters interact well together. I think it compares well to the anime, and I have to say, I am most impressed with Daniela. Daniela pulls off face so well, in my opinion. This was like the biggest standout for me. When I saw Daniela in there, and in the trailer as well, we'll get to her. She is just Faye to a T. Do you not see it? What do you think?
I think she's doing her own version of Faye. I feel like she's a little more. I think she's a little bit more on the excuse me. I think she's a little bit more on the tomboyish side. She's a little bit more rough and tough. I feel like Faye in the anime was a little bit more. I feel like she was a little bit more silly, and she didn't always know what was going on, but she kind of just rushed into things. But I do think that does kind of show in Daniela's performance. She clearly knows who Faye is, but she's taking her own spin on it, and I like where she's going with it, honestly.
Yes. As far as the fights are concerned in this teaser, what did you think about how the camera was angled? Like from a technical perspective, I really enjoyed the fights personally in this one. I'm well served with those as well.
Yeah, I think it's really good. The cinematography is really good. I've got some similar thoughts with the trailer. But the so like from a technical standpoint, I like the use of the film grain at the beginning and end. It feels very 1960 or 1970s, 80s. It's got that pulpy fiction look to, or not pulp, Jesus. Fiction, or it's got that pulp look with a little bit of the Western style, because a lot of them use that film grain look for some reason. I think that's just how they looked back then. But yeah, I like how it looks. I like how it used the use of the splitting. So like the
yes,
yeah,
I was exactly about to say that. The black bars.
Yeah, the black
so
line
opening,
is pretty much just like, really what they're doing is they're just messing with a black line, but the black line is supposed to be like that split that they use when they show opponents in like anime. So you got the good guy on the left or the right, and
yeah.
But like they're messing around with it. It's like they're moving the panel around and it's helping them transition between scenes. I really like that. I think that's really creative.
Very, very creative, especially when Faith takes it and throws it over to Spike. And
yeah, you know what they're doing.
as...
You know what they're doing there. They're just taking. So it's really thick when she's holding it, but it gets thinner as it goes further away from the camera to show perspective.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I also like, from another technical perspective, when Spike was swinging around, we'll say a bat for lack of a better word, and you could like actually see like the cheeks of the people getting slapped up with it.
Yeah.
Two other things on this teaser that I want to bring up. Spike kills the bounty at the end, from what I understood.
Yeah. I like how they all sit down. I like how they all sit down at the end and they're arguing about it, like whose fault it really is, like children. This is like, I feel like that
you pooched it.
Yeah,
you screwed it up, Kyo. I was on time for this podcast, and then you showed up late, and then the viewer left the live stream. No, man, your internet connection was delayed. You said 6 p.m. It's 7 p.m. now. It's your fault.
I feel like that's pretty accurate to their characters. I'm pretty happy with how that came out.
Yes, very
too.
much so. Yes, and also Spike stopping for noodles.
That's very Spike. That feels very much
very
like
Spike-like.
Yeah.
Yes, no pun intended there. I just like, I really thought that the priorities were like very well set in there. Has there been a moment in the anime where Spike puts noodles before the bounty? I don't think so.
Not necessarily, but he seems like more focused on getting food. Like I feel something that I always got from Spike is that he's not a bounty hunter because he wants to be. He's a bounty hunter because he has to be, so that he can eat, basically.
Right. To keep the lights on.
Yeah, exactly.
What about the appearance of Vicious?
Vicious,
like, we really know Vicious is the main evil dude here.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, like we knew, we pretty much had the idea. This teaser confirms it. Like it literally goes like Spike has. You can see it's literally coming from his own thoughts, because like the voice is reverberated, you know, and it all goes red, and Spike's there, and Spike almost looks evil for a moment. You can see that Vicious brings out this evil side of Spike, really, in this version in this live action.
I think I don't know necessarily about that. Like I think that's just the red lighting that you're talking about, and I don't necessarily agree, but I kind of get what you're saying, but I don't totally agree with it.
Okay, how do you see it in that case?
Honestly, I just see it as like him like having a moment of just being like just having a little moment of PTSD, like he's kind of reliving a memory for a minute, and I feel like this is both a good way to showcase the villain and kind of showcase the effect that the villain has had on Spike. I don't think it necessarily makes Spike evil, is what is really all that I disagree with, is all I'm saying.
That's a very fair point. What about the slow-mo back kick, the backflip kick, the slow-mo backflip kick? Kyo, what about that super epic backflip kick? I loved it.
It's amazing. That must have taken a while to get the right shot.
Oh my gosh, I can only imagine. And the way the camera would like tilt and pan from character to character. This teaser was really good. I want to maybe react to a little bit of comments here. All right. So, top comment, Paper Patriot says, "This is actually one of the most creative trailers I've seen!" ! And the suit looks great. Some positives at least. And then Steve Lynn Martin Khan said, "When everyone said it feels like Scott Pilgrim, they weren't lying."
Have you seen the Scott Pilgrim movie before?
Not in a very long time.
Yeah,
you probably would know better than me.
It was one of those movies that didn't do very well, but it is kind of a I feel like it's got kind of a cult following, especially like even with the fans of the book. Sorry.
Mm, no, the book. Right, right.
Yeah.
All right.
It
Maybe.
has that same aesthetic. It's more indie comic, but it
Yeah.
kind of follows the same idea of like using panels and using punch sound effects or and all that, just sounding out effects with comic lettering.
Right, right, right. The sound design in this one was absolutely good. I'm
Absolutely.
pretty sure I know which sound library they used the striking with,
You're a
but I'm not gonna.
you are
Yeah,
such
it's like
such a sound nerd. Like, oh my god.
it's. Anyways, Tony Tone Kids commented.
You can only step away from
and
it for so long.
This comment really made me happy. They have support from Yoko Kano with music. They have this damn near spot on. I am excited for this. They hit me right in the nostalgia feels. Bravo. So honestly, and the like to dislike ratio is very positive. 88,000 likes, 11,000
That's pretty
dislikes.
good.
So
Yeah.
we literally have like what, an 89%. Here, have another like trailer. So yeah, I'm well over this, and I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, I think this is a good start. Like I said with the intro, really good, really well put together. And once we go over the trailer, I'm gonna just give you my thoughts on that, and I have a little bit of like what was going on in my head with that. So I'll go over it a little bit more when we get into that.
I think we're there. Is there anything else you want to bring up about the teaser? Because this teaser,
Yeah, it's more so just a proof of concept for the fans, just to kind of let them know, hey, the show that you like is in good hands, and we're doing the best we can with it, and we're putting our own spin on it, and I like where they're going with it so far.
exactly. All right, let's go to the next one, which is the trailer. This is going to be the last piece.
Yep.
The second and last piece. Okay. Trailer has less views than the teaser, surprisingly. 1.6 million as we are recording this. It has a better like to dislike ratio, 70k likes, 5.5k dislikes.
Okay.
What were your thoughts on the trailer? The official trailer, Kyo.
Okay, so
What are your official thoughts?
yeah. So, initially when I saw the trailer or when I saw the intro, I wasn't entirely sure what they were going for, but when I did actually read that Scott Pilgrim comment before you read it out loud, and I was like, okay, now I see what they're doing. Like something that I noticed throughout this trailer is that there's a lot of use of green screen, and so that's not a bad thing. But the thing is, like, when something's green screened, you can very easily tell. And if you have a person in front of green screen and you put a background behind them, you're going to know that it's not necessarily what's behind them. So in that sense, it makes the person pop a little bit more. So it makes that person stand out as opposed to the background. And the background's not supposed to be show up the person who's in focus. So that's good. And I just realized that it was them using the fact that the green screen can sometimes make things look a little off or a little jarring in a sense. They used the disadvantage to their advantage. So I think that's a really brilliant way of doing it. The best shot that I can use it as an example is the scene where you can see the police officer who's like in the center, and they're showing like if the bounty hunters, the cops, or the syndicate don't get you, or wait, so is the cops or the syndicate, then the other bounty hunters will get you, something like that. But if you look at the cop, you can kind of see his outline, or like the outline behind him. It looks like he's like there's focus on him, and you can kind of tell that he's in front of a green screen. And
Right.
it shows that they're kind of using the fact that green screen doesn't always look right to their advantage, and they're making it a little bit more like a manga or a comic book. And I think that's kind of brilliant.
honestly, there's so many little nuggets too that I found in this trailer. Like right in the beginning, when we flash on the asteroids, it says New Tijuana. Welcome to New Tijuana.
Yeah.
I looked it up. Tijuana is an asteroid and colony in the asteroid belt. So they have like insy-tinsy little nuggets and references. When Javi was talking about like sprinkling little pieces of information throughout the anime, you can see it. Like there's also the shot where Spike is looking at that frame of Julia, and then what was the other thing that I saw? Oh yeah, actually going back to the teaser, I forgot to say there was a fight scene in the teaser, and you know that classic emoji from Cowboy Bebop, the one we literally use in the podcast art. It was graffitied on one of the walls in there, so you can just see that there's like little sprinkled pieces of information, and I think this is the one where it says whatever happens in there, right?
Yeah.
In this
About
trailer, I think that's like a perfect message because this looks great.
Just for the
really
show,
good.
just for the show in general, I feel like that's the best way to describe it at this point. It's just like
Exactly.
Yeah, like we know it's a beloved anime, and they're doing their own thing with it. And if it doesn't come out perfect, then at least they tried something different. Like at least they didn't just try to copy the anime, basically. So
Yeah.
I think they're in a good I think they're in a good position so far.
Yes. How much did you laugh when the music is playing and everything, and then all the windows in the Bebop station are closing, except for the one, and just like
that just
stupid
that just
window
cements that the Bebop is like such an old ship.
He's just like smacking in there. I loved it.
That was a great bit. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. And they're still using some of the lines here. Like you can see there's like one point where we have the police officer in the middle, and then we have the gun on the left, the sword on the right. We can still see that there is still references. Obviously, more shots of Vicious. Teddy Bomber is in there. That angry couple in the first episode is in there. We have flashbacks. We have the classic Yoko Kanno music playing. Very, very great interactions between characters. Faye, once again, absolutely kills it in this one. And talking about killing Faye, Spike asked twice. I really want to. Can I just kill her a little bit?
Just a little bit.
No, no, you can't. You can't do that. Oh, come on, please. I'll be nice about it. No, I don't know. What were your thoughts on like the interactions between Faye and Spike and Jet, especially the 60-40 split and everything?
Yeah.
Like, just I'm telling you, Daniela does a great Faye. Like, so what are your thoughts? Let's go on the first one. The first question: the interactions between these three characters in this trailer. What did you think of that?
I think they've got the dynamic down. Like I feel like these writers have a good idea of like how these characters function and the way that they would interact with each other. And I feel like they've, honest to God, like I can only say so that they've nailed it so much. Really, like that's the most that I can say is I feel like they've nailed it, and they've also put a slight spin on it. They're a little different from the anime, but I think the difference is bad. I don't think it's jarring enough to be a problem, and I think it's just enough for it to be for it to be its own thing.
Yes. The other thing I appreciate about this trailer was once again the music, and we even have that scene of Spike punching and working out that's literally matching to the rhythm of the music. Like they really put in a lot of effort in this trailer, and I can really appreciate it as a fan of this anime. And I don't know, like I really feel like the teamwork in this between these three throughout this anime is gonna be one that like is gonna fuse and unfuse throughout. Like you can tell that there's friction between Faye and Spike, and it's like that how can I almost say it? Like they get along but they hate each other kind of thing. Yeah, love-hate relationship.
Yeah, I guess that's the best way to describe it. Yeah.
Yeah. How would you compare the fights that were featured in this trailer to the fights that were featured in the teaser? I felt like personally I really enjoyed the trailer one more, just because the music just made it feel just come way more naturally, and also the bar fight. That's like, if I had to like nail down what Bebop is to me, it's a bar fight. It's a space bar fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it really brought out that nostalgic feeling for me. How would you compare the fights in these two pieces of media?
Frankly, I would say they're in the same ballpark. I think the biggest difference between the two is really just the way that they show, or the way that they or the way that they present it is so like teaser trailer plays with the idea that it's an anime adaptation, so it's like, okay, let's merge live action and manga slash anime together, and let's make something little different. And with the other one, I feel like there's a little bit less of the manga styling. I don't know what exactly to say, or the Scott Pilgrim style of editing is a little different, or it's not really there in the actual trailer, but the cinematography is so good. Like the best thing that I can say about it is the background is a little bit blurred, and it's at an angle sometimes, so it kind of looks like a manga panel. Not always, but like in some scenes where it really needs to keep your attention on the character that's in the shot, it'll do that, and I think that's some shows strong cinematography, really.
For sure. The cinematography is fantastic. I can't even begin to say how excited I'm planting my flag right now. I think this is going to be successful. I'm planting my flag, honestly.
I feel like it's strong enough to get the second season, and once the second season's done, it'll just be done. And I don't think it's going to be bad. I think it's going to be good, but I don't think it's going to thing is, it's still going to have to compete with the anime, and the anime is just so good that it's hard to follow it up.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I feel like
so.
people's opinion of the original show is still may or may not keep them from enjoying it, but that's only if you're really bitter and really sour about it, I feel like. And I feel like you and I are open enough to it for it to be good. If it does something better than the show, then I will call it out. But at this point in time, I think it's just going to be good. It's not going to be better. I hate to say that, but I don't think it's going to be better than the show that's such a cultural icon for anime fans.
Yes, of course. I personally think that that's the perfect place to leave it at. I think so. Obviously,
too.
This is just our thoughts on the trailer. Both of these pieces of media will be linked in the description. Go watch them and give us your thoughts as well. And remember, if you want to hear our thoughts on the series when it comes out in less than 3 weeks, you need to subscribe to Anime Podcasters and not the Cowboy Bebop live action pod. So yeah,
and we'll be going
for
over
myself.
it.
I am. Go ahead, Kyo.
Yeah, and we'll be going over the episodes in chunks. We're gonna watch a couple of episodes, and then we'll post a review of the episode. Just give our general thoughts on it, and we'll discuss it. So once it comes out, that's what you guys can look forward to on the Anime Podcasters channel.
Exactly. All right. So
now go ahead.
If you guys enjoy this episode, make sure to subscribe on youtube.com/JaianMusic for more content. I do anime covers, anime podcasters, as mentioned many times. And you can follow me on social media at JaianMusic. Where can people find you, Kyo?
You guys can find me on social media at GoProKyo and GoProKyo on youtube.com. You guys can find me doing video parodies. I just post whatever I want on my channel usually. So if you guys want to follow me on there, go ahead, or follow my Twitter for some artwork that I post from commissions. Commission info is on my website. You can find my website on my Twitter bio. That's all I got for you.
All right. So for myself and Kyo, this has been the final episode of the Cowboy Bebop live action podcast, proper episode reviews on Anime Podcasters, and we will see you next time.
See you, Space
later,
Cowboy.
Space Cowboys.
Shit.
Damn it! Bye.
Oh, we fucked it up.